everybody. I was proposed to do a 3-channel how-to video, just basic flight stuff on a 3-channel plane. Before our previous video, which I'll link to the description below, is going to be a 4-channel craft. This is a 3-channel airplane here that we're seeing. So what we're going to see is with this aircraft, you're still going to have your throttle, just like always. When you use your rudder, which is the left stick right here, you're going to see me moving down there. That right there does absolutely nothing on a 3-channel airplane. Okay, so with the right stick, which typically is your aileron, which your ailerons typically are cut out right here, and there's 2 servos that work that. That's not there. Where you're seeing that in this plane is back here at the back where your rudder is. It's tied to your aileron channel. Okay. So with that in mind, you know, what you're going to see, the main differences between a 3-channel and 4-channel is you're not going to have as much control of the craft. That's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that for beginners, and when I say beginners, I mean like your very first airplane, your RC airplane, that's great because it's one less thing to worry about. I mean, like it makes it easier for you to fly the airplane and things like that. Okay. So with that in mind, you know, you still got your elevator, and you still got your throttle. So let's taxi this out there. The main difference you're going to see with a 3-channel plane is that everything's a little more anemic, and what I mean by that is that you're going to notice like your taxiing controls, your even like your banking is going to be less than what it normally is. Now I have the high rates turned on so that way I can actually get this thing to turn on the taxiway. It's normally not that easy. So I'm just going to give it about, you know, half to 3/4 throttle just like before, and we're going to slowly start pulling back on this right stick. Now I'm not going to go over here and start, you know, banging stuff around. You need to be, you know, it's small movements, very small movements. If you're not getting what you want, pull it back a little bit more, but don't, you know, it's not a fighter jet, you know what I'm saying? This is a high wing trainer. So we're going to get about 3/4 throttle and just start pulling back. And we're off. So I'm going to start banking left, come back to center, and start pulling back. Just a little bit. Alright, center back. There we go. And we're just going to do some figure eights. So we're going to turn right, pull back just ever so slightly, straighten back up, and let go. And that's it. I mean, this plane is flying itself. There's nothing you really have to do with this plane. 3-channel planes are very, very easy to fly. However, whenever you do need the control, sometimes it can be a little bit of a problem whenever you need more control and you just don't have it. Everything seems a little more anemic because, I mean, look, I'm whipping this thing around and it's barely moving. Like I'm holding left all the way and it's barely going, pulling all the way back. I don't even think I can do a loop with this plane. These planes are, again, made for straight beginners. It's made for flying in circles, and it's not, most 3-channel planes barely even do a loop. So I'm going to try to gain some altitude and see if I can even do a loop with this plane. I don't think I can, because again, everything is just so anemic. I'm going to get full throttle, climb, and this is going to give it its best chance. Cut throttle all the way down, full throttle, pull all the way back. Yeah, that's not a loop. Alright. So, let's bring her in for a landing. Main thing is landing. You want to make sure everything's clear, there's nothing on your runway, everything's good. So let's fly her back around. I have to turn my dual rates back up. This plane's not sensitive enough. It's super mushy. Okay. At least this way I can fly it. I mean, it still looks goofy as all get out, but at least I can fly it now. And most transmitters will have this. They'll allow you to put your, you know, your high rates up and things like that. So what I'm doing now is just making sure the runway's clear, make sure nothing's on it, and just kind of slowing down the speed of the aircraft. Kind of slowly pulling back on the throttle, just notch by notch. And you can see I'm pulling back pretty far, and I'm still, so I'm trying to get this thing to turn around here, get her ready. Alright, so let's cut throttle about half right there. We'll just line her up and start pulling back on that elevator, and start cutting throttle. Done. There you go. All the way back. Easy enough. Now the good thing about this particular plane, or these kinds of planes rather, you know, that you're going to see, especially for trainers, I've owned one like this. I'm sure I still got one somewhere in the garage. The really awesome thing is that the propeller and everything is here in the back. So if you do nosedive it in and say hit the ground too hard, you're not going to damage the shaft of the motor. You're not going to damage the propeller, the nose cone, all that stuff. It's all back here. Throw some duct tape and some super glue up front, hot glue, and you're good to go. You can fly it again. As long as the battery didn't crack and die, you know, you're good to go. So that's what's awesome about these types of planes. So once you get it down, you know, again, just about 3/4 throttle, we're just flying it around, do some touch and goes, kind of slowly, kind of about half throttle. At 3/4 throttle, power it back up, get it back in the air. Alright. I'm doing some more advanced stuff just because I'm going to show you guys stuff in the future. Even with a 3-channel plane, you can still do some pretty fun stuff. You can come up, cut it. Three-channel planes are still really fun too. They look a little weird in the air when they turn. They bank all weird, you know. That's because they're turning solely on that rudder. That's all they're turning with. Boop. Alright. Alright guys, so that's going to be your 3-channel plane. If you have any specific questions about, you know, what to do, what's not working, what is working, you know, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. And I'll holler at you guys later. Thanks a lot.